my dad.
Yeah.
Is the creator of all
Dude, that is...
creations.
I mean, that was such a classic video
That's
back in the
it.
day.
Bada bing.
I mean, that might be the name of the episode.
What?
Bada bing.
Bada bing. Bada bing club.
That's it. Bada bing. Welcome back
Knights of Fishtown.
to the Knights of Fishtown. What's going on? We're coming to you live out of Fishtown.
Out of Fishtown. The Fishtown third floor studio.
What's today's date?
Today,
April 10th.
11th.
You sure about that?
Let me see. 10th. Appears to be the 10th.
The guy's so busy, he's already ready for tomorrow.
I'm thinking about tomorrow only.
That's how you got to do it, though, right?
Today's done.
Today's done, but you're already,
I'm looking at my meetings for tomorrow, seeing what's going on.
you got a lot tomorrow?
I got a couple.
Couple?
I generally have my weeks ramp up. That's a lie because every other Monday is a shit show a little bit. And
Yeah.
then this Monday wasn't that bad. Tomorrow I have a couple. Wednesday is usually packed.
Yeah.
Thursdays, it's like every other Thursday. Seems like it's I have all these recurring meetings and sometimes they
Got to adjust that.
Some weeks you get hit heavy with them. Other weeks,
Yeah.
not so much.
What's your busiest day this week?
Wednesday or Thursday? I'd have to look. I think Thursday this week.
Tuesday through Thursday. Those are kind of like the big days. Monday afternoon to Friday morning. Those are acceptable times to have meetings.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are on that page that it's like a unspoken rule that it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is when everything gets done.
Yeah.
And then you could argue Monday afternoon, Friday morning.
And that's also you time to either ramp up or ramp down.
Yes.
Get your own personal stuff together.
Yeah, that's also true. Because Friday afternoon, usually I'm getting ready for next week.
Yeah.
I'm slowing down the week, looking at everything, thinking about next week.
But if you ever think about putting a 3:30 meeting on my calendar on a Friday afternoon, just get the hell out of here.
I'll do you one better. A couple weeks ago, I had to put one on my calendar for 5 o'clock on a Friday.
Jesus.
Because it was a meeting that had to happen, and there was 13 people that had to all be on it, and it was this is literally the only time I can find where
time zone
everyone-
was there time zone issues too?
I mean, for most of the people joining the call, they're in the Midwest, so they were an hour behind, so it was 4 o'clock for them. Still not ideal, but
What is this guy's deal?
I literally said in the email, the invite, I'm sorry, this is not ideal timing, but it's the only time that I could find.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not this guy.
I'm not this guy.
I don't want to do this.
I was I can't believe I'm doing this right now.
Yeah. The old me would not want this. Where's my water? But yeah, so we're back, everybody. Sorry for the break. The boy was busy. I was busy. I wasn't in any state to do a podcast either. But we've taken the time to reflect, become stronger. Mm-hmm. And now you guys are in store for some epic episodes.
Epic. This guy talking about epic.
Epic, dude. Well, what does epic mean to you? When I say a word like epic, what do you think about?
Epic? Oof, this is tough.
But good things, right?
Yeah, I was going to say the first thing that comes to thought is the 2002 X Games in Philadelphia when they're skating Love Park.
Wow.
That was epic.
That is pretty epic.
That's what comes to mind when I think of epic.
That's online.
Yeah. I mean, ESPN probably covered it.
Yeah. I recently watched that somewhere, and I think that's when Costin did the the spiral.
I don't even
nose slide.
Oh, did he do that?
Down. I don't think that's there anymore. I've tried looking
for it. It's gone. They redid the whole park a couple years ago.
Yeah. Well, I think that was because I think it was both. It was Love Park and City Hall.
Was it?
Did you go?
No, but I remember watching it.
Oh, okay.
But I remember driving past Love Park as a kid and the fountain area was completely different.
Yeah.
And if you play the one Tony Hawk game, remember the Tony Hawk Underground 1 and 2? Or not Underground.
Is it 2?
It's 2, because remember I got it for Xbox during COVID. We were playing it. You could play Philadelphia, and it was the old. I mean, it's obviously a video game that's from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite look like it, but Love Park's completely different in that too.
Yeah,
than what it is.
It
now.
still had the space saucer. They call it something like that. Do you know the building I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They call it the flying saucer or something.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah, before anybody comes at me, that's not what it's called. That's what it's called.
That's literally what I'm envisioning in my head is that building.
Flying saucer. And when I say flying saucer, 2 things come to my mind. That
UFO?
Thing and down the street from your parents' house back home, Branch Creek Church.
You think that's a flying? Yeah, it kind of looks like a flying saucer.
That's what me and my sisters we call it the flying saucer church.
Yeah.
Now I call it something different.
It's a mothership.
The mothership, yeah. But then they added that like weird addition.
Yeah, they did. It's like a mega church.
Yeah. Doesn't Jim go there?
Yeah. His parents do, and he goes along.
Yeah.
So you know what's interesting about that church?
He is risen.
So once it's no longer Branch Creek, it's something else. It was bought by some mega church. They do all of like this, the like Sunday services or whatever days they do it. I'm sure they may have like a Friday or Saturday as well, but all of the services are on TV. Like there isn't an actual like pastor there preaching. It's like, because it's a part of like a church conglomerate, it's videotaped elsewhere. You go there and sit in the massive auditorium and it's on a screen.
So it's like a live stream.
Yes, at the church.
That reminds me of when I saw the Kanye Life of Pablo.
That's exactly what it is.
At a movie theater. It was in New York.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Similar vibes.
Yeah.
So what, it's just like Joel Osteen's on a projector?
Yes.
And then you guys all PayPal him.
Correct.
You know.
But I guess like the thought is you're still going and you're meeting people who are part of the church. But yeah, I feel
like that's all right. I'll probably just leave my opinion to myself, but
okay.
Seems a little bit more scammy to do it that way.
We could go check it out one day and report back.
That would be good. I kind of want to start doing that kind of thing.
I mean, that would give better content.
Well, not even for the podcast, but I think it's a good idea too. But I was like thinking, I think I was just thinking that in general. I think it was like a church. I was like, I would just love to sit in there and see what it's all about.
That specific church or just any church?
Any church or any type of thing, because I feel like as you get older, you kind of get really not set in your ways, but you have your routines. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't interact with these people at all. I'd like to learn more about it. Not for my own personal spiritual journey, but just so I can understand people better.
Okay.
Well, religion's a big part of people's lives. I never really went to church ever.
I say we do it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good idea.
We should go with Derek's dad. I was actually thinking.
That would be. We should go to the old Branch Creek just because I am curious about it. I want to see what that's about.
And then we report back.
And then we can report back on that, but then we should also go with Derek's dad because it'll be two different experiences.
Yeah. And then we go to a Catholic church.
Sarah's
dad.
When I went through confirmation, I had to go to a Catholic church to see their ceremony, sermon.
Okay.
I don't know what they call it in the Catholic church, but
okay.
I saw the holy water. The priest was giving out the holy water.
The tabernacle? Isn't that something?
The tabernacle? That's not
Sarah
Catholic.
just told me what that meant the other day. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I found out what a sepulcher is. The Holy Sepulcher.
I don't know. Never heard that one.
That's like, I think, the cave that Jesus strutted out of when he came back.
Who told you that?
Wikipedia. Well, I kind of glanced at it underneath the dinner table last night trying to find it real quick.
Do you trust Wikipedia?
Fuck yeah, dude. Do you not?
I mean, I've used it for a lot of college papers, but I don't know if it's always...
You trust it with your grade?
Yeah. Grades were so-so.
Holy shit.
So I don't know what that tells you.
That tells you that you didn't cite your sources properly.
Actually, no. English was actually some of my better grades. Because I did enjoy writing papers. So I had that business in college.
You see, my issue with writing papers was I could never get started. I would like try to think, but that's not what you're supposed to do. Is just like
you just go.
You're supposed to go.
You just go, and then it's like you reread it, and it's like, maybe this sounds better. But
yeah, the editing process is supposed to be more important.
I didn't like that. That was the part I didn't like. I
gotta think that.
I liked writing, editing. I don't know, Jim. I would go to because I took a class that was supposed to be. I don't know. I may have told you this story. So I had to take an English level 3 elective for something. I don't remember specifically why, but as a business major, I had to do it. And one of the options at that level was literature to film. So books that were written and then movies, and you have to compare and contrast and write papers on it. So I was like, everyone told me, all the upperclassmen were like, Grant, it's the easiest A you'll ever get. I'm like, done. I'm there. So the professor that was teaching it was like this old guy. They were like, he's the man. He's the coolest guy. Like, you'll really like the class. Like, blah, blah, blah. He retires, like, the semester as, like, I'm signed up with him. Come back to find out, yeah, he's no longer teaching. So the head of the English department is now teaching the class. And we did a whole different shift. And it was, we had to compare all these films with toxic masculinity. In every single paper, we had to write about toxic masculinity. And this guy was like mean, he was the head of the English department, so he was like hardcore.
Did a lot of athletes take this class because they heard it was elite?
Yes.
So he was, that's why he made that the topic.
I
then
mean, I didn't look at it that way then, but it was like a known thing. Like, you took this class. It's like
he's probably just like, fuck these guys.
But he liked me because he was like, you're actually a really good writer. And I would go to his like writing lab. They had like open hours, like study, like I forget what they're called, office hours. And I would go work with people who he literally trained, so they know exactly what he's looking for. I would write the paper. They would edit it for me.
What?
And I would spend an hour every week doing this. We had to write 5 to 7 page papers every week for this class on a new book.
Yeah, dude, I can't. That sucks.
It was a hard class, and I got like an A in it, and it was like
it's a lot of work.
It was a shit ton of work, and it was during lacrosse season. Luckily, my schedule that semester was I only had classes like 2 days a week because I had an online class and a hybrid class. So out of my 4 or 5 classes, 2 of them I didn't have to go in. So it was like I had a night class one night, which was only one night, and then I had 2 classes Tuesday, Thursdays.
Yeah, so that's like the toughest one. All the work's going into that. Didn't you say you watched like Requiem for a Dream and Fight Club and stuff?
So we did Beowulf, Requiem for... There was something else after Beowulf. Then we did Requiem for a Dream, 12 Years a Slave.
Okay.
I have all the papers on my lap. I have like a whatever it's called, the hard drive, external hard drive.
I didn't even know that was an expression when we were in college.
I had no idea, and literally the other day it randomly popped into my head. I'm like, yo.
Because you've told me that story before.
Yeah, never thought anything about it until recently. Like, that's kind of crazy that was 2014, and we were writing about that.
Well, that's kind of how these things go, I think, that it doesn't reach the mainstream. Like, it's in college campuses, and then
I didn't think anything of it,
out.
though. It was just like, okay, I mean, Beowulf's toxic because his masculinity's coming out in this form, and it's like...
Yeah, I mean, like, a generous way of thinking about that is just, like, fucked up shit that guys do.
Basically.
Which is, like, if you just put it like that, I don't think there's really an issue with that, as long as you also are like, there's good stuff that we do, too.
Yeah.
But if you just leave it as, like, vague...
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
A lot of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we were talking about, but that's probably why you're so good at writing emails now.
Probably.
I remember I took like a business comp. That was the worst because at least with what you're doing, it's mildly creative.
Yeah, and I think that's why I did enjoy it too, was because it wasn't the business type of writing.
Dude, business writing, it was like, you wanted, well, aside from just like keeping it short and simple and things like that, like only this many words in a sentence and like all kinds of stuff. It's like, dude, this is the worst class I've ever taken in my life.
Yeah.
And it really was.
Yeah, that style of writing was
I did get out of having to turn in a paper though, because my grandfather died.
They didn't make you turn it in at all?
The guy was cool as shit.
Yeah.
He was old too. But he was just like, you come to class for the most part. And he's like, these things happen.
Yeah.
I bet like...
I had professors like that were like, if they knew you, they're like, you come to class, you do a decent job, like, well, they let some things slide.
And the thing is, I didn't really think about this because I always used to think like, I bet he thinks I'm lying because like kids probably lie all the time when they want to get out of something. But that's kind of the age when they do die.
Yeah.
College, early 20s.
Yeah.
So
Makes
it probably
sense.
does happen a lot.
You either have a professor that's like the hardcore, like, know every single time, or the guy who like, or the female, whatever, it doesn't matter, professor that sees a student that tries and helps them.
Yeah.
Or the one that's just like, I had some that were just like said yes to everything.
Yeah, dude, and honestly, what I don't get now that I'm getting older is like, what is the point of being a hard ass in that field?
Teach us a lesson?
I thought the lesson is to learn.
I don't know.
And if you're a bitch,
to be
guy or girl,
to be by the book. I had a professor in college who I actually really liked him, but he was one of the harder professors that I had because he was like by the book with everything. And it was like, it was just like, we had a lacrosse game. We were playing Newman. So we were going from North Jersey down to, that's basically like Delaware. They're like in lower Chester County, like on the border of Pennsylvania, Delaware.
Yeah. And
it was a night game at 7:00. Thunderstorms came through, like got pushed back. Like game didn't end till like midnight. We got back to campus. It was like 3 a.m. I had an 8 a.m. class. Emailed the professor and was just like, hey, this is what happened. We had a game, like I'm not going to be in class tomorrow, like whatever. Because when you're playing sport, like you have to show up because you can get in trouble. I forget like what the rule was, but if you miss X amount of classes per NCAA rules, like it can be a whole thing. So just like, hey, giving you the heads up. Because some professors, like situations like that, would be like, don't worry about it. Like, I got you covered. He's like, oh, man, sorry to hear that. Good that you guys won last night, but still going to have to mark you absent in class tomorrow. I'm like, I'm emailing you at 3:30 in the morning right now.
Well, he probably thinks you're out at the bar.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, yeah, he probably gets those texts a lot too, though. I mean,
it is what it is.
Was that like a small class? See, that's also where you going to a smaller school.
Yeah, all my classes were small.
Dude, so many of my classes were big, and it's just like, it doesn't even matter. Because they post slides online. They can't really, I mean, my attendance with those clicker things was usually pretty low.
We didn't even have those because they knew all of the students.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Grant's not here today.
But I mean, this just goes without saying, but I'll just say it anyway. You definitely learn better in a smaller class because
I 100%.
Because they're looking right at you. You're looking at them. You can't be, I would just, once I had a data plan, I'm just on my phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Just how it goes. Sorry that I went to college 2011, 2015.
Yeah. I mean, we had the internet. We had laptops in front of us.
Yeah, those two.
I mean, I had some professors that you wouldn't let you have your laptops open, which learned more in those classes, obviously, than the ones where
and that also makes sense.
Yeah, it does make. What do I need to be on my laptop for if everything they're showing me is on the projector, like in front? Like, I'm not looking at it, obviously, on my computer.
Yeah, no, well, you're on Facebook or Twitter.
But there was some classes that I got, like, e-books for. I remember when I was, like, a junior and a senior, rather than buying, like, the hard copy because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
So that was like an excuse. Be like, I got the book here in front of me.
Would you buy your books?
No. By junior year, I bought very minimal books, and if I did buy them, I'd buy the ebook.
Yeah.
But I mean, our library.
Could you rent them?
The library had everything.
Okay.
So if I needed it for something, like there was, I guess I would find out like in the first 2 weeks if the professor because some professors would be like, we have to bring the books. We're going to learn from the book every single, and like if you didn't have it, you were kind of fucked.
Yeah.
But most of my teachers weren't like that, or I knew people in my class who I could share with, or whatever. But I would just go to the library, and I could rent it, check it out, like do whatever I needed.
So it'd be
to
like, would it be a new one too? Would they have a new one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess you couldn't rent it there. You could rent it out for like 24 hours. And
but would you have to get to it before other people would try to get it?
I never had an issue.
Okay.
I think they had multiple copies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Penn State's so big, but they also updated the freaking text like
every year.
So that's when I would have to buy it. I think you could only rent the used ones, but once I figured out like, oh, you can just rent these same books, save that money for syllabus week,
right?
Hitting the bars, dude. That was probably the most I've ever budgeted in my life.
I don't know how I did it.
Like the first week of school, because then I was like, all right, I need to maximize as much of my money from the summer that I can.
Yeah.
Like to not go towards school stuff so I can go to social cool stuff.
Yeah. That's what it all went
I need new clothes. Well, I would already have that by that point, but maybe I see something I like, and I need to get something new now.
Have to.
But that was also what sucks also about Penn State, where it's like you're in the middle of fucking nowhere. And like I feel like shipping was just brutal out there.
Was it? I think shipping back then was just different. I remember getting stuff shipped freshman year of college, like hit like eBay, and I definitely hit Amazon, but not as much because Amazon wasn't what it was. I mean, I went on and bought like fair amount of stuff from it, but like I just remember things just being like shipping being like significantly more expensive and taking significantly longer than
the free or like the free shipping was like 8 to 10 days. You're not getting it for a while.
And maybe that's what it was, is I would always get the free shipping, but 4 weeks later it would show up in my school mailbox. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it was always just weird to get. You have to go somewhere to get it. Yeah, like I would usually just maybe send it to my parents' house. They bring it to me if I get something.
I remember getting like a notification that it was delivered to like the school mailroom. Yeah. Going to the school mailroom and then being like, "Yeah, sorry, we haven't inventoried it yet. Come back in like 3 days." And
what
I'm
are you guys
like,
doing
"Dude,
over there?
I want my package."
It's there though.
I see it. My name's right there.
Can I go sift through it?
And they're like, "No, come back."
Jesus.
No, one thing about the textbooks that I will say I just thought about was, I think it was Rossi always talked about, there was one of the college, like, I think it was like one of the math books, was the cover of the textbook was a picture of the people holding the textbook.
Oh, dude.
Do you remember that one? I think it ended up being a meme then, too.
Is that what it was?
It may have been, but I'm pretty sure, like, I remember seeing it in college and Rossi being like, Natty, how did they do this?
That's Mandela effect, baby.
How do they have the book? They're carrying the book that the picture, like.
Well, so how is that possible? Is that just like Photoshop?
Yeah, they just photoshopped.
But wasn't it like an old book though? I think the meme one was like an old book, but I guess you could still Photoshop.
I thought it was like a brand new book, and it was like the first generation, and it was like, how do they have this? It was obviously like a marketing, like, but it was just funny, like being like
that could even just be some guy that just works there and is like, I'm just gonna mess with them and do something weird. Speaking of Mandela effects, though, we're just hearing from the boy, Jesse.
Yeah, looks like he just.
So we were supposed to have. We weren't supposed to. Well, there was a chance we were gonna have a guest, and then we asked Jesse. Guy was on deck.
Was not now.
Guy's sick, so yeah, the guests are gonna be getting rolled out. Derek seems that he's ready to come back on soon.
Yeah, he did.
Seems like he wants to have some redemption, which I'm happy. I mean, it'll be great.
Yeah, he's ready for it. He's ready for the limelight.
He's been waiting for this his whole life.
He said he listens to it.
That's great. Yeah, it seems like actually I found out Melissa doesn't listen to this, so
she does not.
Yeah.
Are you surprised by that?
Yeah, but she just followed the account yesterday because it came up at Easter. So
who from your family listens to it?
My dad, Tara.
Well, we know Tara.
My cousins.
We know Tara listens because she's the producer. Of
it.
It.
Oh yeah, that's right. And she's got issues with, I guess some of our factual accuracies or lack thereof.
We need a fact checker, aka Tara, on the show.
Yeah, that's right. So actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have her on Bluetooth going forward, and if we say something wrong, I'm gonna feel an electrical jolt through my spine.
She's gonna interrupt. Wrong.
That is incorrect. It was actually Queen Elizabeth I.
That textbook was algebra, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there you go. That was actually French droit, or duh. Damn. Grant's a big German guy. He doesn't even know what that word means.
You didn't take French?
Well, actually, that wasn't even a word, though.
What'd
you do for Easter yesterday, Grant?
Went home. We went to the country club. Saw Shafe.
Is that a tradition? Do you guys go there every Easter?
No, we used to go every Easter, and I think this was the first time we've been back since COVID.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my mom. The last couple of times I've gone there, I'm just like in absolute shock by the transformation of that place.
Really?
Like, it is like, I kid you not, like, I'm kind of salty a little bit because when my parents joined, we were like in 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, and my mom would force me to go to things there. And like do like golf camps and like Tuesday golf clinics for kids and like, but there really wasn't that much for kids. So when I would go, I was like, sure, like I'll go. Like I want to golf. I want to do these things. I would go. There was no kids. It was like me and like 3 other kids, and all 3 of them went to LaSalle or Haverford or like Penn Charter, and it was like, all right, I'm a public school kid. What's up? Which is fine.
Skate 309, great, nice.
Yeah, what's up? My name's Grant from Skate 309, which is fine. Like, it is what it is. But now I go there, the amount of events they have for kids, the amount of kids that are there, I'm like kind of salty because I'm like, it would have been cool to do more things there.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any friends, and it was like, Mom, like, I have no friends there. Like,
I Melissa did golf camp there.
Did they?
Yeah.
I did. Well, I mean, when I was a kid, like, I think the only thing that they had a junior Tuesday morning golf outing or like league that I played in for a couple summers, and then the golf camps every year, and then like I don't even think they had a pool camp, but now there's like all these like
lifeguarding or something.
Like the kids can just go play sports and they go to the pool all day.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like it was like country club's more of an adult place.
Well, and when I was going there as a kid, it was very like old. Like, and now it's just like completely different, which is cool. It's cool to see. It's just like a shock. Like it happened quickly. Like it went from like before COVID they were definitely
is it just the kids? Is there other?
I mean, there's just young families, and I think it probably speaks more to the area has changed than anything.
Yeah, I mean, because like I'm sure back in the day, it was just all the Alderferbergy type names.
Yeah, it was, and now it's like, I mean, there's probably, I would say the average membership age there is probably people between 45 to 55.
Okay. Yeah.
40 to 55, somewhere in that bracket of life.
That's a good age.
Yeah, it's like prime real estate age.
Yeah, your kids are already kind of older. Mm-hmm. You're a lot more successful.
Yep.
So maybe you're gonna take the Beamer down to the country club,
Get wasted.
have a couple,
Have honey pick me up.
yeah, or just drive home.
Yeah, my mom was made a comment yesterday that there's a lot more flashy vehicles there now than there ever was before. And
Yeah,
she said, that the old money that used to be there, the non-flashy money, is a little bit different.
yeah, a bit more ostentatious
than what's there now.
Well, you hate to see that.
No, but so we did that, it was cool. Good food, relaxing, enjoyed it. It's easy for my dad too.
Okay.
And then
What time did you go at?
12:30.
Okay.
And then we were there till like 2:30. Then we came back, and my mom and I went up to the PK Trail and walked 4 miles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then
Was your brother there?
He went to brunch with us. He didn't come for the walk.
Okay.
But he was there. It was me, my mom, my brother, and my dad.
So good family time.
Yeah.
Just the family.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately Meg's
In India.
away. Yeah, we recently had a dinner where it was just like me, my sisters, and my parents. And I don't think we'd had a dinner like that
In a while.
like over 2 or 3
Yeah, it
years.
was.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously wanted Meg to be there, but it was nice too because we hadn't had one like that for a while.
How do you like having the place to yourself?
I mean, it's only been 2 days, and I was home all day yesterday.
Yeah.
And today I worked, but it's definitely like quiet, more quiet. I mean, there's only 2 of us that live here, but
Yeah.
a little lonely, I guess you could say. But
Yeah.
the rest of the week's gonna be busy.
Yeah.
She'll be home before I know it.
Yeah. Which comes back Saturday?
Sunday, actually.
Okay.
She lands Sunday at like 3:00 in the afternoon.
What's your schedule like this weekend with
Uh,
Lax?
I have Lax Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Games Friday night and Saturday.
Would you want to do another one of these?
Maybe Friday night. I don't know.
Okay.
What's your schedule?
Free as fuck, dude.
Okay.
I don't make my weekend plans until like if there's something good, Tuesday afternoon. But
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Or
kinda when
Sunday. I
it
guess
starts.
Sunday too. Could do Sunday.
I'm going home Sunday.
Okay.
Sarah's parents are having a dinner.
Got it.
You should. All right. Probably shouldn't have fucking said that.
So what did you guys do for Easter yesterday?
But just had everybody over at the house. Dogs. Cartwrights came over. Yeah. Tara and Steve. Me and Sarah.
Yeah, I saw.
Dusty. And obviously, I feel like what I said yesterday was like I feel like the weather's been great for Easter lately.
Yesterday was gorgeous.
I feel like every year Easter's kind of.
Yeah.
It seems like it's always nice
It
somehow.
is- it's that time of the year too that you can either have like the most gorgeous day or it can be the most miserable weather, rainy day.
Because
But
I remember like when we still did the Easter egg hunts, it always was like, oh, we're probably gonna have to do it in the house. It's gonna be raining or something, and then somehow it always turns out okay.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't realize Easter. That word apparently comes from it's like a European thing.
Easter.
Yeah, it was like a pagan holiday for spring.
Okay.
And then they just mixed it in with kind of like Christmas. Saturnalia was like the winter festival,
Okay.
I guess, in ancient Rome or something. And they just put them together.
I feel like Derek would know about that. I feel like he could chime in here on this.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Wrong.
Yeah, absolutely wrong. But, all right, so what else is going on? I think I had some notes. Oh, I got a great one just to kick it off. What is good with the people that put Optimus Prime, like Transformers, like logos on their cars where the brand logo would be? Like, say it's a Toyota Camry.
Yeah, they put over the Toyota
They
sign.
just is it when like someone steals it and then they put that up, or are they all part of some club that we're not aware of?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Dude, I've been seeing it everywhere lately.
In the city?
I've seen like 2 or 3. There used to be one like parked on a street near us that I would run by and see it.
When we lived over here?
I think so, or just I would see one, and then I've been seeing another one, and then me and Sarah were at Acme the other day, Acme,
Acme.
and I was like, Sarah,
There's
it's
another
right
one.
there. It's like, what is going on?
I don't think I've seen it.
Roll out.
I mean, they obviously think that they are the Transformer.
Has to be.
They are Shayla LaBeouf.
Yeah. Maybe they're transformers.
I mean, it could mean something, too, a little bit deeper.
And I could just Google this, but I'd rather just I wanted to save it for the podcast.
Okay.
But you've never seen it before?
I don't think so.
Car guy, but you don't even see it on like 76 or anything? Because a guy like you're constantly scanning, I feel like.
Yeah, but when I see dumb shit like that, I usually just keep scanning.
That's weird.
Huh. Forgot all about that.
Yeah. Jesus.
One thing I will say that I did not forget, because it's the first time I've seen it like right here, is there was a car on blocks up the street.
Why do people do that again?
Because they got the tire stolen.
Oh.
Yeah, like it was like...
So what, the thieves put it on blocks?
Yes. So, yes, because the bolts were all sitting around it. It's been on there. It's happened over the weekend, I guess, because it's been up there for like
holy shit
2 days. I was walking up, because I had to park on Allen Street the other day when I got back from dropping Meg off at the airport, because it was like 8 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I couldn't find parking. So found it over there. Was walking back just on blocks, just chilling.
So
but
what's the benefit of that? What do you get if you steal tires?
there's something with Hondas. I've heard this before recently because it happened over by you. Willpower, there was like 3 Hondas that had happened to. I don't know if it's the Accord or if it's any type of Honda, but I guess those rims are like real.
Like a valuable metal?
Yes, like people are selling them on the black market. So, but I saw it up there and was like, that's like half a block away from me. Like,
Yeah.
don't love that.
You got a Subaru though now. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a bummer they closed that 7-Eleven.
I know. I was kind of bummed too because like it was shitty, but it was nice to go in there and get certain things. Like
I even like it was just like a go-to if I needed something, paper towels or wipes or something.
I went in there right before it closed and got batteries, paper towels. Like,
Yeah.
because
It's also just right off Delaware Avenue.
yeah.
Whereas like Acme, you got to swing around, you got to go up.
When I worked at Enterprise, I would stop there every morning because I'd have to drive down Allen Street, and I'd literally get a coffee from there every morning.
Convenient parking.
Yeah, you just pull right in and get a coffee, Pop-Tart.
Dude,
hard-boiled egg.
I got coffee there, I think, every day for 2 years straight.
So did I. Do you know how many freaking points I had? I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, and then I was in there with Jim one day. He's like, "Holy shit, dude!" He's like, "You got 80,000 points,
Dude,
like,
was
800,000. You know how much, dude? You can get the whole store for free."
Oh, that reminds me of Jared.
Oh,
Everybody get whatever you want.
How much did he win? Like $1,000?
Yeah, something like that. It's like everybody gets 1 or 2 things or something.
That's awesome.
I wasn't even there for that. Derek told me that.
Yeah.
Shout out Jared. You got to come on the podcast.
Yeah. Jay Ayers.
Jay Ayers. Shout out E. Smith.
E. Smith giving us a lot of love.
Lot of love, lot of excitement. That's been the most poppin' group chat I've been in a minute.
It has. I can't keep up with it. Every time I look at it, it's like 50,000 new messages.
Yeah, there was one time I think I was at dinner and then I was like, I can't read all this.
I can't read it, and I'm like at the point where I'm like, I don't know if I have the time to go back and try, and I'll like reread a section of it and be like, all right, that's what I got.
Dude, yeah, he's unreal. I was
He
like,
is unreal.
but I was just like, dude, don't you have a kid?
Yeah, he sent a picture of him one day.
No,
And
I
they was
know.
walking.
Your son's very cute, Evan.
We love him.
Yeah. What's his son's name?
I was just gonna say what is his name. He sent it, and then he sent a picture of him with the Ducks or something, and said his name.
I just been calling him E Money Squared.
E Money Jr.
E Money Jr.
Junior Ev.
Sweeney Huts Jr. Do you know that reference?
No, Sweeney Huts.
Weenie Hut Juniors.
Nice.
You weren't like a big cartoon guy back in the day, were you?
Not overly.
I feel like you probably did. You watch SpongeBob?
I actually hated SpongeBob.
Did you really?
Yep, I literally hated it.
Because it came out like we were like.
Yeah, we were like in first grade.
Yeah,
grade,
we were
the
the demo audience.
I mean, it was huge. Megan loves it. I think
Yeah.
I just was like, I thought like SpongeBob and Patrick were like the 2 dumbest like characters. Like,
Yeah.
just actually dumb.
Well, Patrick's. You would think he was funny.
No, I actually like did not like it.
What shows did you like?
What did I watch when I was a kid? I watched like Nickelodeon.
That
Like,
was Nickelodeon.
Was he Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was Nickelodeon.
Hold on, don't
I'm gonna,
the worst show was that the Big Brown House.
I don't know which one that even is.
It was a Disney show. I feel like the Disney shows were all bad except for Even Stevens.
Most of the Disney ones were not good. The Disney original movies were pretty good.
Those
though.
were amazing.
But
Yeah.
the shows, I don't remember any. Like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. We we were a little bit older, I guess, when that came out.
Yeah, but it's just like
That's
dude,
so Raven.
We didn't have. Yeah, dude, that was
bad.
bad. If you had to watch that, there was really nothing on then.
So Nickelodeon, I would watch like Hey Arnold.
That was a great.
That
one.
was a good one.
Rocket Power.
Rocket Power was obviously huge.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy.
You like Timmy Turner?
Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, I like
Was
Jimmy.
that Jimmy Neutron?
No, it's Jimmy Neutron. Timmy Turner
What
was
was Timmy Turner?
fairly Odd Parents.
Oh no, I didn't like that one. Jimmy Neutron, I liked.
I mean, the kid's name was Timmy, so I was like,
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna love this
you
one.
got to ride with it.
I gotta ride with it. I mean, people still like when Mike drops that on me sometimes.
Timmy Turner.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Timmy's like, it's like or I guess like a Billy. It's kind of like a kid name.
Mm-hmm.
You keep looking over there.
I don't know. I can't see if it's in or not.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. You'll know, bro.
All right.
We got like 20 minutes probably
All right.
before that goes off. That was pretty good content, huh?
Timmy Turner.
That's the type of stuff that people usually are asking for, right? Favorite childhood shows. Okay. Maybe one day we'll get slimed.
Oh, dude, Slime Time Live.
But, dude, the thing is, like...
Double Dare. You ever watch that show? That was a sick
Hell
show.
yeah. It would have been cool to get slime. Like, I obviously really wanted to do it when I was a kid, and we went to Disney World, and they didn't pick me. My sisters was like, pick him. And they didn't pick me. They picked some other douche.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's...
You're pissed. You're traumatized about it.
Not traumatized, but it's like, hey, man, I was way cuter than that kid.
Traumatized.
Did you go to Disney ever?
Yeah. When I was in 8th grade, and when I was in, I forget.
Did you go as like a little kid?
I went when I was in like 5th grade, maybe 5th and 8th grade. The 8th grade one I remember because it was Memorial Day weekend. We went down, and there was a lacrosse game that I didn't play in. I guess it seems kind of late for us to be playing then, but maybe
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
I feel like that's when like would that be like our last games of the season?
it had to have been
Like the deep run
yeah
tournament.
Yeah,
But I don't feel like you would have missed that.
I don't think I did either.
Your mom would have scheduled around that.
What did I mean? Maybe I'm thinking of something else then. But
Maybe it was a twist. No, that would have been later.
yeah, I do remember though that when I did land in. No, it wasn't when I landed. Whatever. I guess it was when I came back from a park. It was the Monday of Memorial Day.
Yeah.
The cross championship was on, and it was like that infamous Duke Hopkins game where it was like a 1-goal game where like
The 07 championship.
yes,
Wow.
yeah, and I remember watching it. Like
Paul Rabel had like 5 goals or
yes,
something.
yeah, he went off. I remember like
Yeah.
watching like the 3rd or 4th quarter of it and just being like, oh my god, and
I think he actually had like 6 assists.
it was something crazy. He went off because I think that was
Yeah.
his senior year, or
And they won that year? No, because they lost to Syracuse the senior year.
in 09.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was his sophomore year. Yeah.
But then that was like also Matt Danowski still playing.
Yeah, that's why it was like all those guys that had the issues with the Duke thing were still playing.
Yeah,
Like, it
because
was-
that was their first season back, I think,
Yeah.
because the year before.
Yeah,
Dude,
got
that's
canceled.
crazy.
Yeah.
That like I think most people know now that they didn't do it. But 10 years ago, before the 30 for 30, I think most people were like, they fucking did it, which is
You
crazy.
think so? I guess
Because I think we knew just because we were in the sport, and I think the fact that they were exonerated
yeah,
came out like pretty.
and like it wasn't like mainstream news at that point. Like
Yeah.
when it came out that what happened, I feel like that was mainstream news. Everyone was covering it, and then when it came out that like oh, it's just lacrosse, like nobody really cares.
Yeah, it's always the headline is like the retraction never gets front page news,
right.
But it's like that's their reputations.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be even bigger font than the accusal.
Yeah,
But that's not how our media landscape functions.
it's not. Our media is too trustworthy.
Dude, what's wrong with those people?
I don't know who wants to do that job.
Psychopaths.
Like you are arguably covering things that you know either to not be true or
yeah.
exaggeration of the truth.
You're gonna write it, so you're gonna exaggerate it, so you scare the shit out of people enough that they're like,
But all they care about, I guess, is getting it in the news. Their name being in the news.
yeah. So they're just like kind of like self-centered,
Yeah.
self-serving. What would it be like? You're kind of just like fame hungry or something,
I guess.
and you can just say whatever you want now. You can tweet anything.
Yeah.
And like I feel like just all of them have lost credibility, but I think some people are just like, oh, okay, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys.
I think they're just all not really credible.
Yeah, except for us.
I don't know if there's one news source. I think that I try to listen to like as many as possible to pick up bits and pieces, but I don't. There's not one that I'd sit here and be like, they are 100% credible.
What about War Mode?
They might be.
Knights of Fishtown?
They might be.
I mean, just Philly podcasts in general.
I mean, the news landscape might just be changing. The boomers, going.
Dude, you know what I was thinking about? I was like, dude, when they... Obviously, I don't want this to happen anytime soon because I care about a lot of boomers. But, like, when we're their age one day, like, I feel like there won't be, like, the Grammys anymore or shit like that. I feel like there will be all new things because I think that's the key where, like, all that stuff is just so... It's just kind of lame, and you realize it doesn't actually matter or capture best music, best movies, or whatever. And then it's just like, people should just start their own thing. And then it's like, all right, they're credible, so it's like, that's a good award if you win that one. So maybe there'll be more awards, or something. Just, I feel like new institutions need to be made for the internet age because it's just like all the old stuff is part of the old way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's definitely true. I'm just thinking, like, it'll be interesting to see what gets made. Like,
well, hopefully we're a part of it. Not just me and you, but, I mean, people that, I guess, think like us.
Yeah. Well, you hope so, but...
Well, I think that's what... I think people need... That's what the whole America's thing was. It's just like, if you didn't like it in Europe, you built your own thing over here.
Yeah.
But now, everything is just, like, on the internet, and it's also general.
Yeah.
So, I think we need to have more subcultures, I guess. But again, I guess that's what this is.
Yeah. I mean, podcasts are.
Yeah.
What podcasts are.
People are hyped when I tell them that we're doing this.
Are they?
Yeah. They're like, oh, that's cool. I thought it was going to be, like, way different. I thought we were like, that's weird.
I mean, they're a pretty normal thing to do at this point. So many people do it.
Yeah.
Like,
but this is, like, a really good one.
I mean, it's the best one.
Oh, my God. But, yeah. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. How far in are we?
I don't know. What time do we start at, do you know?
I texted Sarah at 7:53. It's 8:42. So give or take 50 minutes.
About an hour.
Yeah. Let's see what I got in my notes.
What do you got?
Damn, I wrote down mad shit. Oh, dude. Rollerblading. Let's talk about rollerblading.
I see a lot of people rollerblading.
Dude, that sport, I never thought much about it. But I guess, so rollerblading and skateboarding kind of came up apparently around, I watched like some whole documentary kind of on it on YouTube. And it was basically like why rollerblading isn't popular whatsoever. And I guess it just peaked heavy in the 90s. And because like it's like skateboarding, you have to like learn how to do all these tricks. Like your foot is not connected to it. So if you're like kind of already acrobatic and you hop on those blades, you can do some pretty like insane shit, like brink shit, or like the dudes that street rollerblade are insane. Like they jump off like third like story buildings.
KK used to do crazy shit.
Yeah. Like you are either like, it either like looks really lame because you're just like riding down the street kind of facing forward. Like there's kind of more swag on a skateboard.
Yeah.
You're also wearing your clothes, you're wearing shoes, so it's kind of like the whole fashion thing too.
Yeah.
But like with rollerblading, but you can go faster and you can just huck yourself.
I was gonna say, dude, those guys
and you
just
get hurt,
throw themselves.
Yeah,
like watching them, like, yeah, I mean the street stuff is crazy, but watching them like do some stuff in like bowls or like quarter pipes, like they literally just hurl themselves.
Yeah, and I think that's also why, because I think like you can get really, really hurt on them, and so people are just like, dude, I'm good on that.
I mean, you can get really hurt on any of that stuff, but probably more so than that because you get a bike probably could be bad too. But
yeah, dude, biking always those dudes are.
You can have a handlebar, you can have the bike with pegs land. Like you can just biking. I was always like, dude, this is too much.
Yeah, the handlebar can break your ribs. You can break some bad things with the middle bar.
Yeah,
and it's just like, yeah, you're on like a metal contraption.
Like, yeah, that was not something that I was ever like, I'm gonna become a biker.
I also just couldn't like bunny hop at all.
I could do a what was it called?
Bar twist?
A bar
twist?
spin? A bar spin. I could do a bar spin. I was freaking
That's pretty
nice.
good.
I was pretty nice with it.
What kind of bike did you have back in the day?
I had a Trek at first, which was sick because that was light for when we used to hit the bike, the dirt jumps. So I could get some serious air with it.
Dude, that was so much fun.
But it didn't have one of the connectors, like you know how like the cool bikes have like
it could spin all the way around. It could
spin all my it didn't have that. So I was always like, I want to get one that can spin all the way around.
Yeah.
So then when I was like in 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, I think I got a like a Matt Hoffman bike or something from Scooters. But it was
you went to Scooters?
Yeah.
You didn't go to Bike Works?
No, because they didn't have what I wanted.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Scooters, and then I found out like after the fact that it was supposed to be like a vert bike or something. So it was like super heavy.
Oh,
like,
was it the gray one, dark gray?
Yeah.
Was it an SE? Is that what it's called?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I pulled that out of my ass. Okay. Dude, I had a yellow Diamondback.
It got stolen.
Yeah, you remember that?
Sick.
Dude, my dad got me that. Because I think I just had a Trek too. Like that's, and then like we're getting more into biking. People that obviously don't know this, there was like woods behind like these neighborhood behind my house, and they had like these sick dirt jumps that the older kids would make. So then we would all ride on them, and it was like it's pretty dope.
It was real sick. That was fun to do.
And so there was like lines of like 4 or 5 ramps that you could eventually learn how to do.
Had a couple like turnarounds or whatever they were called.
Dude, you'd go like down the hill, off the ramp, over the creek. Dude, I got really hurt one time. But my dad finally got me like a nice bike, yellow Diamondback, and I rode it to the Harleysville pool, and I left it outside for 5 minutes, and it was gone. And then he never got me a good one after that because he's just like, no. Yeah, and I think I know who, well, talk to Mike Wrigley. We've talked about this.
He knows who stole it.
He knows who stole it. He was like, dude, I didn't steal your bike, but I know who did. Dude, we've talked about that recently.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's a man.
Yeah, that was... I remember that was tough. That was a tough day.
Would you ever bike to? I think when you started getting older, you'd bike to my house.
A handful of times I did. It was always such a pain in the ass biking from where I was to the other side of Harleysville because there was no good way to get there. The quickest way was to go down 63, but it was like I wasn't biking on 63.
I would have gone through Summerwind.
So what I would do is I would take the trail. And I would take the trail through Beechwood up through Summerwind, but then it would dump you onto Yoder Road, and then you'd have to take Yoder Road like down.
Dude, that hill's big though if you're a kid.
Well, that was the other thing. That's why I'm saying, like, as a kid, like now it would be easy, but when I was like in 8th grade, it was like this is a far bike ride, and I'm going up huge hills.
Yeah, because also, and it's a bike. There's no like gears on it.
Right, it was a single speed bike.
Yeah, because I remember when we all started getting into biking after college. Like with Volker and stuff, I started using my dad's bike, and I would rip that before work in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes twice. Like, go up Yoder Road, go through Summerwind.
Yeah.
I mean, but
when
also...
you have a bike like that's so much easier.
Yeah, I'm also, 24 or something.
Yeah.
But that one hill, though, at the bottom of, like... Do you know the one that, like, the hair pit, like, the way it twists and then it goes down the hill? If you make a right onto Freed Road out of your neighborhood, and then you go... Okay, well, shit. But if you go... If you go up that hill, like that one that turns and goes up, it's like kind of dangerous. You get hit by a car.
You go down and then you go like this. And then,
there's no sidewalk.
Yeah, that was the worst hill because I would run up that and bike up that, but it was always like I hated running and biking from my house anywhere because it was like you had to any way you went, you either went down a hill and had to come back up a hill, or you went up a hill. Like it was just like.
Did you ever like go to Vince's house or anything?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean. I didn't really ever go. I'd go to Volker's house from time to time over there. But, I mean, I didn't really, other than Jake Deal's house, I didn't really hang out with too many kids, like, and Mitch.
And his is so close, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Robbins Glen.
I mean, I used to walk down there rather than, like, skate. I would just walk sometimes. Yeah. And it was, like, that felt like a long walk, though, but.
Did we play Ding Dong Ditch that one time?
Yeah.
Like, all, like, those front houses?
Yeah, and I remember, like, one of the neighbors, the dads, like, freaked out. I don't know if you were with us this time, because we've been playing it a lot. And the guy like freaked out and like came outside and started like chasing us, got in his car, was like looking for, like, we're like hiding in bushes, like trying to get home. Like he's screaming like, I'm calling the cops. Like I'm done with this shit. Like, oh my God, losing it.
Someone's having problems with the wife. Oh my God.
And I just remember like I think it was me, Mitch Simsick, Mitch Weiss, and then maybe the younger brothers, like Eric may have been there. And
dude.
Those guys, but it was like we were like
you guys are like the Lost Boys.
I think Jake Deal was probably with us too. And he's like, yo, that was crazy, dude. Yeah,
because I feel like those houses were like spread apart enough, and there was ones that were like right next, like their backyards were on the road, so you could do it and then kind of get away. At least the time I remember. Dude, that's insane. Why would you do that?
I know. I don't know. Like, I don't know if he was like messing with us, but as an 7th, 8th grade, whatever we were in middle school, it did not feel like he was messing with us. Like, this guy seemed like he was losing it.
This guy
like,
seems pissed.
He was screaming, and then he hopped in his car and was like shining lights everywhere, like looking for us and like screaming, "I'm calling the cop! The cops are on their way!"
Dude, what is the problem?
And I'm pretty sure, like, if I remember correctly, this is how we like figured out he wasn't kidding. Was like the cops did come, like because we were hiding behind bushes, like slowly making our way back, like to get out of Robbins Glen, basically, but like had to do it like discreet. And like eventually we see the cops like driving down Freed Road.
What I don't get is like, did you not grow up in America then? Where it's like, because our parents' generation, they definitely still had that then, or I think they called it something else. But
and what are the cops gonna do? It's a bunch of
middle school kids,
12-year-old kids who live up the street who are literally doing nothing.
I mean, if that happened to you one day, it would just be like, you would just be like, oh, good one.
I wouldn't get the door. Like if it was like
you go to the door, no one's there. It's like,
like I don't know. Like if he was mad because it happened like multiple times. Like, I don't remember hitting his house multiple times, but like maybe the other guys hit it like when I wasn't hanging out with
maybe
them or
he's
something. And he was like freaking out because, but like it's like, all right, like just don't answer the door.
Oh, dude, that's actually probably what it was. Is it just like
I think it had to have been like somebody had to have gotten him like a day before, and he's just like, I'm
you
done.
little assholes.
Yeah,
it's the 5th time this week. My wife's gonna divorce me if this ever happens again. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That kind of stuff is so funny though.
Yeah, that was like fun. Like it was like harmless fun. That like
that is harmless.
Looking back on it, it's like pretty. The guy just snapped.
So that's what you're looking for too.
I mean, that's part of it. It made that like we probably did a handful of other times of doing that in Robbins Glen or Beechwood or somewhere, wherever. Don't remember any of it. That story I'll always remember because of that.
Without a doubt. Dude, I remember that one time when we were doing like the this is I guess a little bit more advanced and a little bit more mischievous, the Halloween night.
What did we do on Halloween night?
The toilet paper.
Did we throw toilet paper?
In my neighborhood.
Yeah,
remember that we had that big group. Alex Connected got set on fire.
Yes, I do remember that. I was gonna say we had a huge group, didn't we?
He was a mummy.
How old were
he was
we
wrapped
then?
in, or at least he was wrapped in it. I think 9th grade.
Okay,
or maybe it was probably 8th grade actually, but yeah. And then someone. No, it was probably Chris.
Yeah,
because I have a picture of that somewhere.
The tree.
That day, that night.
Oh,
we're all in my driveway.
Yes, I do remember that picture.
I think you're just wearing your basketball sweatshirt.
I probably am because if it was 8th grade, I wore that sweatshirt every single day.
Yeah, I think it's 9th grade because I have like a fallen skateboard shirt on.
Well, that would make sense because if I got the 8th grade basketball sweatshirt after the 8th grade season,
it would be 9th grade.
I'd be wearing it all.
Dude, Grant wore this sweatshirt every single day. But I feel like everybody did that. If you had like. You'd put on a sweatshirt and then that like
it was just comfortable. I just liked the way it fit me. I had a different shirt on underneath every day.
That's great. Wait, didn't someone rip it too one time?
I think like Alex Long or JP at lunch or something because everyone was like, "Dude, stop wearing it," and I was like, "I like it," and then they went like that and it ripped.
I remember you had that Element hoodie.
Yeah,
because I saw that picture recently.
That was a sick hoodie.
Yeah, well those I feel like. Yeah, I don't know what, but I just remember a lot of people had that kind of swag.
It's a shame they don't make clothing the way they used to. Because I'm thinking about that Element hoodie I used to have, and like I feel like that thing was like a quality sweatshirt.
Yeah, it looked in the picture that I'm remembering. It was like thick.
It was that's what, and like I'm pretty sure like it was one of the it had like the I forget what they call it. I'm drawing a blank, but like the Element logo. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a screen print on it. Like it was almost like embroidered, and it like lasted like forever.
So I don't get how is just everything more expensive,
and it's,
like relatively,
it's relatively more expensive, and the quality's significantly worse.
Yes,
my mom and I were talking about this yesterday.
How is this okay, dude? I got like an $80 Eagles sweatshirt when they were like I needed something for whatever. It's like paper thin.
And I'm sure, like, if you wash it a handful of times, the screen print's going to come off. And you're like, dude, what?
Yeah. Could have made it myself.
Yeah.
But it's just like, so what? They've already extracted all their profits. They got to, cut down on all the material costs. But it's just like, shouldn't everything have just been, like, relative? I don't know. Like, stuff was, like, super cheap, like, when our parents were growing up. And then
they found a way in the last 20 years to that they found a cheaper way to make things, obviously, but then somehow they were able to dupe the consumer by just slowly switching it out and keeping the price the same or like slightly higher because of inflation or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like we have shitty products and everything costs more.
Yeah. And that was already happening. And now, post-COVID, it's just absolutely
so
crazy.
Bad. But I think part of it too, I mean, it's more shocking to me that like the big brands are this way too, but it's like the other thing with it now is like everyone has a store on social media and makes things screen printed and does like the drop shipping, like that's
I gotta find like a good new brand or something. I just feel like a lot of these Instagram brands
they suck
and are lame.
I'm all about this brand that I got.
CRZ?
Yeah. I got a pair of the actual pants, like the pants.
Is that what those are?
No, these are the like the joggers, but I got like the dupes. These are CRZ, but I got a pair recently of black like golf pants.
Okay.
And wear them for work like dress pants, but they are like, dude.
I was just about to get those J. Crew tech pants that you were talking
Those
about.
sucked.
You told me they were great.
They were until I have like 15 pair of them because during COVID. So fun fact about this, I bought a pair like right before COVID, like February of 2020, when like the first time I saw them.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
were speaking very highly of them to me.
I was like, well, they were sick. And then I had them for a couple months, and then I went back to the outlets to get them, and this was during COVID, so it was like they hadn't sold anything, and this was probably June of 2020, they hadn't sold anything.
Yeah.
So these pants went from being $80 to literally they were just trying to get rid of them over the next year, because this was like, I went back multiple times and bought them for as low as $5 a pant. I think the first time I went back, they were $20, and they had so much inventory that they didn't sell that like a year later, like 2021, they were $5. I bought like, literally have like 8 pair of them. But the issue with them is over time, like fairly quickly, the seam started to like, the stuff started to come. They didn't rip, but things were like fraying. And
you serious?
Like,
so I had like, around like 2016.
I wouldn't pay $80 for them if that's what they're charging right now. That's all I'd say.
Well, I feel like, J. Crew versus factory, I think that the factory ones are like $40. But like, I bought like 6 pairs of J. Crew chinos in like 2016, 2017, had every color. Yeah. And they've lasted up until this past year, where a few of them have ripped. And,
they're a nice pant.
Yeah, like the button comes off or whatever. And I was like, all right, I need to get a new pair of black pants. And so I was going to get the tech ones. So don't get them. Should I get CRZ?
I mean, I can show you the CRZ
I would like
ones
to see
that
those.
I have. I haven't had these as long. I just got them, but so far they seem like I'm going off of the other things that I have that are CRZ.
Yeah.
It to me seems like it's a better pant. But I mean, the tech ones were nice. Like I liked them. It was just like the seams started to fray, and the thing that looked kind of like the worst was that I have my wallet in my back pocket, and it would like it rubbed on the pant, and like you could see like the back pocket like turned white on like almost all of them.
Then that's even a good example in like this amount of time that the quality went down.
I mean,
that significantly.
Yeah,
just like what the hell?
It was like because Megan would be like, "Why does your back pocket look like that?" I'm like, "I don't know. All of these J. Crew pants I have this," and she's like, "That's like not normal."
Yeah. Gotta love constructive feedback from the girlfriend.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, these are sick pants.
Sarah hit me with you have small calves the other day. I was
Really?
like, thank you. You said that like a month ago.
Wow.
It's like, thank you.
Thanks. It makes me feel good.
But as far as like the one of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately is like with whatever standard of living, how it's just gotten like insane over the past 50 years. Just insane. Like how cheap America used to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
and
that's
versus
true.
now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, it's a serious problem.
Well, yeah. I mean, how does it stop?
Well, the key thing is energy. Cheap energy.
But why
if you have cheap energy, then it just cascades down the supply chain.
And we can do cheap energy.
Well, it depends on the big O companies. And just fuck off with the solar and wind.
I mean, yeah, that's not the answer.
Natural gas and nuclear, I think, are like the stepping stone.
I mean, my thought is definitely nuclear.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do that, or
I saw some conspiracy thing though on like free energy machines. Like Nikola Tesla had one where it like sequesters or extracts energy out of the ether. You know, some people are like, that's not real. I mean, it probably isn't, but you know, some people, I guess there's like a thing that you can somehow do that. And if energy was free, literally almost like everything would be free then. Like the quality of life. Like that would be like a utopian type world.
We would have everything
of the future. Well, if you didn't have to pay for energy,
there will never.
You didn't have to pay to heat your house. You wouldn't have to pay to travel anywhere. It wouldn't cost anything to manufacture anything. I mean, that would, but then the conspiracy is, you know, they buy those things up and they hide them because, you know, they would lose trillions of dollars.
That we will never, even if that is a true thing, and if we could get there one day, that will never happen.
But so the only way for there to be like prosperity though is cheap energy. Otherwise, just like the wealthiest people are always going to just be fine.
Wasn't there a guy that he figured something out with a car? I forget like
the car that ran on water.
Yeah,
and they killed him.
And the guy died.
This has happened multiple times.
Okay.
Dude, the dude that was in one of those like shootings a few years ago, he had a patent or submitted a patent on a car that ran on water. And he was one of the people that was dead in the store.
I think that's
Isn't that a weird coincidence?
Yeah.
But no, there's like an old documentary from the 70s of a guy that made a car that ran on water.
Okay.
And he also died.
Okay.
So, I mean,
that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
But that's what this podcast is for. It's bringing that stuff to the masses so that, you know, maybe somebody's got a water car out there. But also then it's like, well, I don't want to die.
Yeah. I mean,
I think they also sell their patents to the oil companies. So like they'll develop it. They don't want to tell anybody because they want to be the one that makes the money off it. They want the credit, like these inventor type people.
Yeah.
But then them not telling anybody is what kind of ruins it because then no one knows about it.
Yeah.
And then it can get hidden later.
Right. I mean, that they've come out because I've recently heard it.
Yeah, but I mean like maybe other examples.
Oh, okay.
I remember there was a kid that made like a nuclear reactor in his garage. Like he was just like some kid that was obviously really bright, and then I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, where is he?
Working for the CIA.
Probably. Smart kid.
Did you watch that? Or did you go through any of that thing that I sent you the other day? I think that went in. Hard date. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
I don't know.
All right, let's see what else I got. Did you get a new battery for that thing?
No, I did not. I can order one tonight.
It just seems like it's lasting longer.
I can order one tonight. I just need to actually order one.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, we'd definitely need to take taxis and Ubers and shit to all the stuff we go to. That way, we don't have to run into a situation like last time.
Where?
At the bachelor party.
What was the situation last time?
Well, I mean, fortunately, you were sober, so you were able to drive.
Oh, yeah.
But it just like makes it easier if nobody has to drive or anything.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to. It's probably gonna suck if we like Uber to Annapolis. But
how far away is that from where we're staying?
It says it's a half hour. I didn't think it was that far, but
that's where the cruise is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why, like, I feel
that's not that 30 minutes is not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. But I feel like we should, because that was Friday.
Just get like a party bus.
We should. That'd be a good idea. But we should definitely like stay, and maybe if not all the group wants to do this, some guys can go back. But we should stay after the cruise and go out in Annapolis because where the cruise is. Because I did this before with my parents last summer. Not this exact one, but with the same cruise line. It's like at that Inner Harbor area, and it's like there's tons of not tons. There's a good amount of bars and restaurants there that like we can go to. We can get dinner, and we can like literally go out at night.
So the booze cruise during the day.
I think Josh said 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I literally realized I didn't know any of the details when I said, because I thought we were only there for 3 nights. I didn't realize it was 4 nights. Which got me hype.
What? We're there for 3 nights or 4 nights?
I think we're there for 4 nights.
Thursday night? No, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Well, no, we golf on Thursday.
We're golfing. We're not, I think we're doing it, like Jake's whole thing was like, who's going to take off to come down and golf? Like, go down in the morning. I'm pretty sure.
Did he ever say that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. Well, what the fuck?
Booze Cruise is Booze Cruise is at 1 p.m. Oh, so we're golden. We can hang out in Annapolis then.
Yeah. We'll really be pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I need to go back to the house.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know. Wait, so we would have to drive down early as shit on May 4th? Melissa's B-Day?
Yes, that was the plan. Because I took off that Thursday for that reason.
Okay.
Because it was like he had texted us and it was like he said like I'm gonna head down early and golf if anyone wants to also do that. And I was like, yeah, I'm down for that because I was planning to take off. But some of the guys were like, I'm not gonna come down until after work on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
That's why like the Thursday plan was golfing / just go to the grocery store and like do a cookout.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So we can like let everybody get there, get settled in.
Well, hopefully we can. Well, we'll probably have to check into the house after golf then.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to.
So that'll be like act like a real golf day.
Yeah.
It's not like party golf.
No, I think it's gonna be like a solid round of golf, maybe a couple beers, but nothing like
nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. But I guess it depends where he books it too. Like if it's because I was looking at he had sent the options and like some of them were like pretty close to where we're staying. And if that's the case, like we could go park and call an Uber.
Yeah,
and
for
then,
sure.
Like just afterwards.
This is a bachelor party,
right?
Yeah, just saying.
I mean, I hope Volker's golfing.
I think he is.
I think he is too.
I mean, dude, it doesn't even matter if you suck or not.
I mean, we can just do a best ball. Like
without a doubt, best ball.
Like if we have a bunch of guys that are not. I mean, Jake's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
You and me can hold our own, but like if there's other guys, like
Derek seems fine now.
Derek's actually not that bad. Yeah.
No, but if we do best, it's just if it's fun. We're all out there together. That's having fun.
We'll have more fun doing that. If we did because I think Jake said we're gonna have eight guys or 12 guys.
Yeah, I think 9.
9. Oh, that's good.
But you knew I was thinking with the case of beers in the cart.
Yeah.
You got the cooler or whatever. I mean, that's the way to do it.
You can do 2. You can do the scramble with groups versus each other. Put some money on it. Make it fun.
It's too bad that I think we'll probably can't do like 3-3-3 though. That's what kind of stinks.
No. Yeah, that's not an ideal number. 9.
I mean, is there a way to sneak somebody like him into like the group?
Probably depends what the course is like.
Like if we say like, hey, we're doing a scramble. We have 9 guys. Can we have a group of 5?
Yeah.
We're going to go quick.
We're on a best.
We're actually not, but.
Well, hopefully with best ball, if we say we're playing best ball, like we'll keep it moving, see what they say.
It's just not, dude, it's not going to go fast.
Depends, bro.
You play fast as shit.
I play ready golf.
Grant takes no practice swing, just steps right up and swings.
No, I take one practice swing. I'm ready to go. Like, I don't overthink it.
Yeah, you don't like.
When I overthink it, I play like shit.
Okay.
And then when I play ready golf, sometimes I still play like shit. But other times, you know. No, it depends.
That time we all played together last summer, I was just like, wow, this dude just really steps up and gets after it.
I didn't.
What's
play
that
well
course
that
called?
Day. Yeah, I didn't like that place. Walnut Lane.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I need to hit the range though. I haven't been out yet this year.
I drove by there the other day.
That place, it was expensive for what it was.
Yeah, like it was pretty much all
par 3s.
Par 3s, and I think we
course.
paid like maybe $60.
$70.
Yeah, what you get for like Mainland or Turtle Creek. Well, I think Turtle Creek's like 50 maybe.
Is it still? I feel like golf has gone up significantly since COVID.
Dude, everything's gone up.
It's crazy.
I got to get my car inspected in a few months. That's just gonna be.
Yeah, point in case about having a fleet car. Don't have to worry.
Well,
about
so
that.
what's up with like how does leasing a car work if you're not in a position like that? Because I was thinking about like when I'm gonna own my car in less than a year.
I think all of that type of stuff you take to the dealership and they do for you.
And it's built into the price?
I don't know that. I would assume you have to pay something for it, but I don't at a discount. Maybe it depends if you pay for like a warranty or something.
You're also probably getting a newer car usually.
Yeah, I mean leases are like brand new cars basically.
What are the benefits? Just you don't own it.
You don't own it. You pay a monthly payment to. It's basically like a phone. Like you get tired of your car in 2 years, you can get a new one.
Yeah,
but you're putting money towards something you don't ever own, so it's like.
Yeah. True. Well, no, because I was just. I mean, yeah, I don't know what I want to do. When my car's getting fixed in like 2 weeks or something, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might sell it now and get something. Because I kind of want an SUV again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at cars recently, and I don't know.
Yeah, but then it's just like the whole market's just like insane.
Yeah.
So maybe I think I might just wait. Maybe things will go down.
Like I should have just kept my Rogue.
You think so?
No. Because I would have had to make payments on it for a car that I wasn't drive. But
you could have done like that, like car sharing thing.
Yeah.
Or you can like rent it out to
I
people.
could have done that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that was 2019 when I got that, and like it's like trying to get that same thing now is like $10,000 more than for the mileage that I had got it at for like I got a 2018, a year old Nissan Rogue with I think it was 20,000 miles, 23,000 miles on it for like 20,000. And I was looking the other day at stuff, and it's like, dude, you're not finding anything like that for
same model.
Same, like, I mean, yeah, would have to get a year old. Like, if I try to do that same situation, a year old, like a 2022 with 20,000 miles on, it's like 29,000.
Jesus Christ!
And it's like, wow.
So what's driving all that?
I don't know. Is there a lack of cars, lack of used cars?
Well, I always heard it was like what they kept saying over COVID was like the chip makers or something. You know, the chips.
But I feel like that's over now.
Yeah, but then they just kept the prices up. I feel like post-COVID, dude, was it worth it?
No.
Doesn't seem like it.
No.
That it's worse than had
we just left the economy, everything open.
The 2 weeks to stop the spread, maybe, and then just go back to normal.
Yep.
That's probably what we should have done.
But the question then you have to ask is, was it intentional?
Well, on what level?
On everything. Like, was the plan to try and, like, disrupt the economy to the point where it's like things get so bad where we experience the supply chain issues that we have, which then ripple affects the economy for years to come.
I mean, it's possible. Like, this is now, it's an excuse to print all that money.
And then we gave out stimulus checks. We did all this stuff.
But it doesn't seem like I kept like thinking like when it was going on. Is that still good?
Yeah, he's calling me.
Who?
Megan.
Oh, okay. You can pick it up if you want to.
All right. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Do you remember him?
Dude, apparently he was like into some like fucking fucked up incel shit. I'm sure you'll see it all in the chat later.
Who said this? Evan Smith?
Yep. But he found out from Herwanko. Also, I just thought of a name that no one said. Mario movie was good as fuck. Dude, Dave Portnoy's just like lame now.
Yeah, he is.
He just became like corny as fuck. And you really do just, oh shit, is this real? President signed terminates the national emergency related to the COVID pandemic. Yeah. And then it shows the Pfizer revenue. Dude, I got to send you this thing all on Lipitor. How Lipitor just doesn't work. And it's actually the first $1 trillion drug.
What's Lipitor?
For high cholesterol. It's prescribed to every man over the age of 50.
And it doesn't work?
It gives you like a 3% like increase or whatever. But the way they give it to you is just like, it's not like a real, there's a whole deep dive that I can send you.
Who makes it? What company?
Pfizer. And you know, one of the biggest side effects of Lipitor, erectile dysfunction. Second biggest drug that Pfizer makes, Viagra.
I mean, I feel like that's been not a conspiracy theory, but a thought for a long time that it's like you have an issue, you take a drug for one issue that masks or helps you with so-called first issue, which then creates another issue that there's another drug for. Yeah. And it's like this never-ending cycle.
Versus just maybe not taking any of the shit in the first place.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's certain things, diseases, and autoimmune diseases where it's like, all right, you need things. Like my dad's situation, that's different. But something like cholesterol, maybe there's some health things that you can change in your life, lifestyle changes that would help that rather than take a drug that's maybe going to create other issues.
Yeah, exercise.
Maybe cut out
healthy
alcohol,
diet.
Eat fruits and vegetables.
But that's never pushed because I don't think they make as much money on you going for a run every day.
No, of course they don't. That defeats the whole purpose of it.
It's just like, dude, who's even running the show anymore?
I don't know.
The corporations.
Yeah.
It's just like, it kind of just is, everyone just knows it and no one really cares anymore. I mean, I think that's why, I think that's really, really why they're just, the trans thing is pushed so hard. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, because there's just like, this is the easiest thing to get people going. It's like, people are going to people freak out over this one, and it's just like
good, bad, and like indifferent. Like,
good, bad, indifferent. It's such a small, like kind of small subset of the population.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like, oh, we're gonna keep pushing this. This is great. This is like Trump all over again. Like this is a great topic. Like I feel like the media was like, this is great for business, and then they push that, and then it's like no one asks about energy prices, like real or drugs, like things that actually like have an impact, or like that Jon Stewart thing that I sent you. Like
I literally watched that. I was gonna send it to you and Jesse last night before you sent it.
Really?
And I was like, wow, this is good.
Dude, he's a badass.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah,
and the lady's just like,
dude, the way she was going about answering his questions in the beginning was like, obviously you're up to something shady. Like just the way your demeanor is like,
yeah,
you're not giving like an honest answer. You're just coming back basically calling out John for not being smart or whatever your thought is. Yeah.
Do you know the definition of an audit, John?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
If I was him, because my blood started to rise just listening to it, being like, if I was in that situation, I get a little worked up, but he kept it like.
But that's why he's so like such a beast, where he can just hit you with like, where he's like, whatever, fraud, abuse, waste, where it's like, if you can't tell me
where the money is,
most people, it sounds like waste.
Most people would consider that fraud, abuse, or waste. Sounds like waste.
And it's just like, I always thought that those people just didn't even do those interviews because they just knew.
Yeah, what was that for? Do you know what the context of that was?
I would like to know that.
Because that always puts
the Pentagon fails every audit. They didn't even have to do one until, I think, 2015 or 2016. And they fail every audit, which, I mean, they always say we're too big, to be audited, which that's ironic.
Yeah.
You'd think you have the most money. We need to really know where it's going, but... And there's soldiers on food stamps.
So that part I was just going to say was probably the most eye-opening to me throughout that whole thing, is that that's actually happening, but they're getting how much money?
Yeah, also, we're giving them 5% raises. What was inflation this year, though, lady?
I know.
If these are the soldiers, they should get, the people that are, sacrificing the most should actually, I don't think anybody really has an issue with tax dollars going to that.
I don't think there's any.
No, and it doesn't go to them. So it's like, I'm considering myself pretty liberal with a lot of stuff with my principles, but it's like, if you're just going to waste the money, you shouldn't have any of it. You should have as little as possible if you're just going to waste it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to like, if people like, if we were driving on glistening streets, it'd be like, and there was good health care, it'd be like, oh, wow, I'm happy that, you really see the benefit.
It's not the case. Every time I drive, there's 17 potholes that I hit.
17 potholes in a new article that, they've lost like whatever.
The city of Philadelphia
$2 trillion. Yeah, city.
20 million, whatever it was the other year.
Well, also, I feel like, so Philly, when you talk to townies, people just are like, it's pretty understood that cities, they think it's run by the mob. Like different mobs, different factions of power run the city.
Still to this day?
Yeah, well, probably the Italian mob is less influence, or like the Chinese. Apparently, like the Chinatown mob is like they're apparently like really powerful.
Really?
That's what I've heard, and apparently that's why like maybe I forget if they're gonna block or they want the stadium.
They don't want it. I heard
they don't want it.
They don't want it because they said it's gonna affect the Chinatown culture setup, like everything that's going on.
It is true.
It's a cool part of the city.
Yeah.
That I think they just don't want the traffic either. Like it's gonna be a shit show.
Dude, that's the worst part of the city. Market Street.
I think that is. My personal opinion is that it's a terrible idea to move there.
Yeah.
The Sixers there.
Because also all the stadiums are down there.
Yeah, keep it where the Xfinity Live is. Keep it where every other Phillies team has played forever.
Yeah.
Like people come to Philly, and I hear so many people talk about, oh, Philly's cool because all of the sports stadiums are there, and now other cities try and do stuff like that.
Do they really?
But it's like, oh, nah, we got to move.
This isn't going to be Madison Square Garden.
Originally they were talking about putting it down where the Penn's Landing was. But they axed that one because there was no public transportation. So that's why they did the Market Street one.
Without a doubt, the way the city is set up doesn't really work for a modern city with that kind of stuff, with like attractions along waterfronts and public transportation and being able to reach stuff. Like, and as they're learning, that's why they're putting that thing on top of I-95.
Yeah.
But like, a good stadium on the water would be like a baseball field, though. because it reminds you of San Francisco or something.
Pittsburgh.
Hit it into the water. I don't think you want to go in that water, but
I saw something on Twitter the other day that it was like a blueprint of what the Philly subway was supposed to, like what the original plan was before World War II, and then World War II happened and they never got to do it. But it was like there was, I mean, I don't know how we have 2 lines now, I guess. There's
that's pretty much it.
The Market and then the L, Frankfurt L or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, there was like 15 different lines. Like it was literally going to be, you could take the subway to any section of the city.
Yeah.
Like, easily. And
that's like how New York is.
And it was like all going to go in around Center City. Like it was really cool.
Where, because we've had so many other stadiums too. Like wasn't JFK, well, JFK was down there. Connie Mack Field.
Connie Mack Field, I think, was over at like, wasn't that the one that was over at Penn? We had one of the Eagles played over at the Penn Stadium.
Okay. Wasn't there one that was like kind of in North Philly?
That may have been Connie Mack.
Okay.
No, there was. What was it?
It's funny how they would build them and tear them down.
They outgrew them, I guess.
I mean, JFK was kind of a sick one.
I don't know.
There was really no reason for it to be there. They had Live Aid there.
The VFW? Or no, the Vet?
No, at JFK. JFK was the horseshoe one.
Oh, the one that only.
And they had them all in a line. They had them. It was like it was JFK, the Spectrum, and the Vet were all in a line.
That was called JFK.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure they probably renamed it.
Yeah.
When he died.
Okay. That would make sense.
That would make sense. They probably didn't. It probably wasn't already named that.
Yeah, I thought it was something else, but I don't remember what it was. But I know when you say the horseshoe one, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, those are cool pictures from back in the day.
Yeah.
So I think we've been doing this for about an hour and a half. Probably do another like 15 or so. Yeah. That's doing better today.
Still going?
Yeah. Looks pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. The conspiracy stuff is tough because it's like, I think the conspiracy theorists, they fill in the, like, there's like small kernels of truth that aren't explained, where it's like something like, you know, anybody can look this up. The Pentagon's missing like trillions of dollars. And then the conspiracy theorists, they come up with the reason why.
But that's the thing, is they take it so far that it's like, all right.
Yeah, but that is a fact. Where did it go?
Well, I mean, yeah, the question should be answered. Where did it go?
Where did it go?
But the conspiracy theorists come in and it's like, I'll tell you where it went.
Yeah, it's under the earth. Yeah, there's no gold left at Fort Knox.
Yeah.
But yeah, or like, you know, pharmaceutical companies are, you know, pretty corrupt. But, you know, we don't have the answers. No. We don't have them.
We don't have the answer. Big business.
All right, so this is what we could end on. So I watched Days of Confused. I was telling you guys this the other night. That movie's the best, dude.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Every song is good. Every scene is good.
Would have been cool to grow up in that time.
Yeah, definitely.
What was it, the 70s?
Yeah.
So it was like our parents.
Yeah.
Damn,
I mean, they always talk about it, having really good times.
Yeah.
Well, because I think that's why I was thinking about how, like, just like, man, that guy, it was filmed in 1993, but he just makes it look so cool.
Kyle Peters, not to sidebar real quick, but
That's
Kyle
fine.
Peters sent me something on Instagram the other day that it was like 94, Dave Matthews playing Satellite. And
Wow.
I was just like, I literally responded. It was a cool video, and I responded back to it. I'm like, literally the 90s, where I think were the peak of human civilization.
Yeah.
Like, what he was wearing, the song, the way people were vibing. I was like, it's fucking sick.
Just right before the internet took off.
And I think that's probably why it's like the peak, because like the 70s, 80s, 90s were all cool, but 90s was that last before the internet just like took over.
Well, what I'm hoping is like we're in a number decade finally. Our entire lives since the 90s, it was the 2000s and the 2010s. It's not really like we're in the 20s now, bro.
Roaring 20s.
And now it's 2023. We're in it, dude. It's kind of more like the boring 20s, if you got my drift.
Yeah, it's not.
I said that out like a couple months ago, and I was like, that was a fucking nice line.
Nice line. Roaring to boring.
Yeah.
What changes in 100 years?
Not much. Yeah. What's happened in the past 100 years?
Couple depressions, recessions, couple wars,
couple big evil dudes coming through.
Yeah, couple
in the mix. Some good music.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Days of Confused though. If you've never seen that movie, go see it. I think Quentin Tarantino called it the quintessential hangout movie. Whereas, you know, anytime you go back and you watch it, you feel like you're catching up with some old friends and like you're kind of with the characters.
I haven't watched it in a while, so I think it'd be good for me to rewatch it again.
Yeah.
That is
It's on Amazon Prime.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't go on Amazon Prime that much, so I need to look at that.
Yeah. That's definitely the worst streaming platform.
It's just
as
not
far as-
user-friendly.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It was like you can't navigate on it, especially with like the LG Smart TV. It doesn't adapt with like the pointer.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Terrible. So that's why like I don't know when the last time I opened it up was. It's been a while. But
They do have a lot of good movies on there, though.
They do, because that is true. Because every time I go on, I'm like, oh, I should come back on here more. Because I'm like, these are all good, and I find stuff to watch. But then it's like,
dude, yeah, rewatch. I mean, you got the house to yourself this week.
Yeah,
catch up on a few movies that you've maybe been wanting to watch.
Maybe I'll put it on later tonight. Fall asleep to it.
Yeah. All right. It's just so good. Yeah, all the characters, they're all good. But I don't know. Yeah, so maybe we'll be able to link up Friday and see who we can get.
Get another one going.
See who we can get on here. Yeah, but we're gonna come back better than ever.
Yep, we're back.
We're back. We are so back.
We're back.
We're back. I don't know. I'm gonna. By the time next time we have Dan on here, I'm gonna have the and that's kind of really the only one we need.
The nerves.
Yeah.
Nerves.
You got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. You got any last parting words you want to just leave people with?
There can't be a cause without an effect. Wow. Famous words by Tim McElhenney.
All right. Is that the name of the episode, though?
There can't be a cause without an effect.
Yeah.
So Tim texted
No, there
us,
can't be an effect without a cause. You can't have an effect without a cause.
Can you have a cause without an effect?
Well, no. I think that's how like reality works.
All right, I'll leave you with this nugget and then I'm out.
Yeah, tell them.
It doesn't matter what you think. All that matters is that perception is reality.
Oh, my God. Dude, well, now I'm going to want to call it that.
Perception is reality.
Bada bing.
Bada bing.
Well, no, I thought you were going to tell them what I said to you guys.
What?
Waking up to the text.
What you said.
Saturday morning.
You texted us at 2:30 on Saturday, or Friday night, Saturday morning, whatever, saying there's no. What did you say?
You can't have an effect without a cause.
And then Derek responded and said,
Well, quoted it me.
Yeah, and then he quoted it, sent that text message, and then in like the quote thing, -me.
Yeah.
And then Derek responded the next morning and just said, okay. And I said that was the best answer you could have given to that text message.
Yeah, I was with Mike. We were up late. That was a fun night.
How long were you guys up on Saturday night after you left here? Did you guys do anything?
No, dude, after you went to bed, I called my Uber. Remember Derek just went right upstairs?
Yeah, but I thought you and Mike left together. He didn't come back with you?
Oh, no, I think he Ubered back too. So we all just kind of like called it a night. And
I mean, it was like I wasn't really ready to go to bed or tired because we were just vibing, but it was like I had to get up at like 8 o'clock to go home, so I got to get a couple hours of sleep.
No, I understand. And it's tough, dude, because I pull up to the crib midnight.
Yeah.
All my boys are there. So I would have kept hanging, but no, I think it was a good time. And then I got some Z's before Easter.
Yeah.
Dude, long day. The holidays, it's so much fun and it's great to see everybody, but it's just like, especially if like you go out that weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just dead by the time I get home.
I was exhausted yesterday. After I got back from the walk with my mom, I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't drive back to the city.